Hey guys, happy Tuesday to you. Hey, look who's joining me. It's Tex. How you doing, Tex?
I'm doing good, man. It's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Okay, Taco Tuesday, your Monday, my Saturday.
Yep, yep.
What a weird bunch of days. Hope
Well, we're a
everybody,
weird bunch of people.
well, that's good. And we're going to get to that in just a second.
Yeah.
But first off, hope everybody's week is starting off good, whatever day of the week it is for you. Most normal people, it's their Tuesday, but not for us. But so I mean, as you can tell, we are inside right now. It is hotter than heck outside. It's I got 94 degrees, feels like 97. I don't feel like sitting in a sauna today, so I moved down in the basement. So anybody want to drink? We got plenty of stuff in there. So let me know what you like, and I can make you a quick drink. Because it is after 12 here, so we're gonna go by those rules. Got a couple quick. I got to put the banner up here. Hang on a second.
Ta-da.
There it is. Got a couple quick things to share with you guys. First off, if you guys have any kind of paranormal encounters that you would like to share, there is a link in the chat if you want to come on in and chat, share your story with us. We can talk about it. So feel free to jump on in. If not, that's fine too. But also, if you guys have any stories that you would like to share, feel free to email me at paranormalamongus72@gmail.com, and I can either read it or we can have you on the show sometime, and we can talk about it. So that's that. One more thing, or a couple more things. We have a couple very cool announcements. Tex, do you want to take the first one?
Which you talking about ours?
Our little announcement that we got going
yeah,
on.
our little adventure we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We will be doing a show together, starting in 2 weeks, and it's gonna be on Wednesday mornings at 8 p.m. Central, and it's gonna be Waking Up Weird.
Waking up
Waking
weird.
Up Weird, and we're gonna go all over the map.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't no telling what we're going to talk about. We're just going to sit around and have coffee together, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. I mean, it's I love doing paranormal stuff, but something different to throw in there would be kind of fun too.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, we may pull something off the news and yak about it, but I mean, we're not going to get into anything. We'll pull off something off the news if it's weird enough to pull off the news.
But you know what? I mean, there is a presidential election coming up, so that could qualify as kind of weird. But
that is going to be weird.
We're not going to touch that, though. I mean, I don't follow politics at all, and Tex and I, neither one of us watch the news at all, so. Nope. So there's nothing but negativity on there anyway. So why even bother?
Exactly.
Kim, that's what we try for. It fits both of us.
Yeah. we it's Island of Misfit Toys, and you are official, by the way.
Thank you. I am very excited.
I made I updated the intros, and Lauren Jeffries.
He is a friend of mine who we did went out to Ray County Museum. Him and Carmen Burns was investigating with us. So I've known them for quite a while. And I've known them for quite a while and actually met them for the first time last month.
Man, so, I bet he catches hell with that last name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we had an interesting show last night. We had to fight some gremlins off last night, but we got our way through it. Mm-hmm. By the way, thanks for coming up last night.
Oh, sure. I hated to leave early, but I promised my son that I would take him driving. He hasn't done a whole lot of nighttime driving, so I wanted to get him out driving at night and stuff. But I got back, before your show ended, I guess I got back about 20 after 8, 8:30, somewhere in there.
Yep.
And, but you guys were, in the middle of an interview and stuff, and I didn't want to interrupt because I hadn't really seen, anything before that. But part of it, and what I saw was fantastic. Part of it, and CD Squatcher was awesome. I've seen her in chat before, but I've never seen her face. So it's always really nice to put a face with a name and stuff. So, but one thing that Monica mentioned, you guys were talking about, what you all perceive as extraterrestrials and stuff, and Monica mentioned, maybe they're not from outer space. Maybe they are just from another dimension that we can't see. So that that's that really got me thinking too. So I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it's as good a theory as any other out there. When you start talking about the interdimensionals, the interdimensional aspect of things, it kind of, the gloves are off. I mean, anything's possible when you start talking about people, or whatever, jumping in and out of dimensions and everything. But a lot of people think that's what Bigfoot does. I don't, but it's what if they are from outer space, but they have the capability to jump through dimensions, time travel?
I mean, I've always, my theory was this universe is so vast and so humongous. How in the world can we be the only intelligent life form?
I think it's arrogant of us to assume we are.
Yeah. That to me, there's 0% chance that we're alone in this universe. And
I think the best line about this subject was in a movie. I think it was Arrival, and when they're looking through the telescope, she's a little girl. Her dad and her's looking through the telescope, and she asks him, "Do you think we're alone?" And he says, he looks up at the sky and says, "Well, if we are, it's a lot of wasted space."
I agree.
And we didn't even touch on, the possibility of the aliens being not necessarily extraterrestrial, but from under the sea, deep in the trenches. Because there are a lot of USOs, and so, but I don't think they are. They may stay there on occasion because it's a good place to hide. If they have the capability to travel through space and travel light years, to reach us, why is it so improbable for them to be able to go into the ocean, go to the depths, and just hide?
Exactly. Real quick, we have there's somebody backstage, Scott. We're going to get you in just a second, Scott. I want to finish this our thoughts here real quick. But yeah, I mean, you talked about the underwater bases and stuff, and what perfect place to hide. I mean, there's still some wooded areas and stuff on the surface that we haven't explored yet, but that's nothing compared to what we have not seen underwater. Not to mention underground too. I mean,
exactly.
Cave systems and everything. But I mean, how easy would it be for them to go down to the depths of some of the canyons that are supposedly deeper than the Grand Canyon and hide out there, have a base there, and then come up and shoot out or whatever? Or maybe there's even portals under the water. We don't know. I mean, that's certainly is what was I trying to say? I keep wanting to come up with fantasy, but that's not fantastic. Wow.
It's when we start talking about this subject, the tendrils are just never ending that you can explore, and nobody knows, or the ones that do ain't talking to us,
Right.
But
And
that seems to be the running theme with every freaking subject we talk about.
Yeah. And what the government is or is not telling us, I mean, how do we know what is true?
Right.
I mean, they could come out and say, yes, we have bases. We know that they're here. We're reverse engineering spacecraft at Area 51. Yes, we are doing all that stuff.
Well, and I love it on Men in Black. Start talking. They just when he's introducing the Agent J to the place, and he's like, "Where do you think we got Velcro and and all this kind of stuff?"
Yeah. Well, shortly before, and I heard something, I don't remember where I heard this from, but microwave ovens supposedly came from reverse engineering from their technology that we just adapted into microwave technology. So, who knows what the truth is. But that's why we do these things, to hopefully find out, and maybe someday
I find it strange that we're doing all these electric cars, okay, but the idea has outrun the technology. Okay, because the technology for the battery systems, it's just not there yet, folks. Lithium is not the answer. Lithium is a limited resource. Our electrical grids are not up to snuff to handle this stuff. So as of right now, that is not the answer. I wish California would realize that, but it don't look like they're going to.
Correct. So very, very interesting stuff. I just think great show last night. Great conversations and stuff. So, all right. So, like we said today, we have open mic. So whatever you guys want to talk about, if you have an encounter, we do have somebody in the back. I'm going to bring Scott up here. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Scott, Third Eye Open.
Not bad, thank you. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Good, bro.
Awesome.
I think you were on PRT, one of his last shows. Yeah. Okay. How you doing?
Not bad, man. Yeah.
You had some pretty interesting. You came on towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, you had alien abduction.
No. Bigfoot, and yeah. I've had a clan of Bigfoot on my property for the last 4 years that I've been interacting with and communicating with and getting to know. And I've been able to see ghosts my whole life. It was actually the Bigfoot spirits that told me that I was psychic, and then the reason they even gave me a date that I died. They told me that it was early January 1970, and I asked my sister about it, and she said she confirmed it, that she's the one who found me blue and gave me mouth to mouth and brought me back, and I've been able to see spirit ever since.
What was that?
You had a lot, man. You had a lot near death experience, and somebody brings you back, and you've got that ability.
Yeah, no, I've seen them my whole life, and it's I don't know, like I've never feared it. Like it's just been part of my life. I thought it was normal for everybody, but it eventually it became to be demons, but they were always smiling. There was never any fear. Like they never cast any fear towards me whatsoever, like any aggression or any. They were always cordial and smiling, but I always saw them. And I moved into a shed in Kamloops. I was living in an old converted barn, and it was haunted very bad. Like I swear there was a portal in there. and I got to know these demons very well. Like I started capturing a lot of it on camera and stuff. And when I moved out here, and I first started to interact with the Bigfoot here, it was it was just natural. Like I didn't fear it at all. But when I started talking to them, I talked to them for like almost 6 months, about an hour a night on that Ghost Tube BOX.
Mm-hmm.
I would talk to like 20 of them at a time on like a party line, and I got to know all 20 of them by name, their personalities, the way they talk, their attitudes. It got pretty good. Like after 6 months of talking on there, we were able to, like, usually just stitch little half phrases together and stuff to make what was being said. But by the time 6 months had rolled around, we were having legible, full-on conversations. Like, they told me that they were first they identified as aliens, then they identified as demons, and then they identified as the Watchers, like the fallen angels. And so yeah, it's been very interesting. Like they were deceptive and tried tricking me, and tried to tell me that when they found me in the spirit realm when I was a baby, that they switched me. Like they didn't say returned, they said replaced. Like they said they replaced me with a demon is what they first said. And well, when their first tactics for me not to join them at go through the portal with them, they offered me a life with them, that I could be one, I could join them. And when that didn't pan out, when I finally bumped hip and I said, no, I'm not going to do that, because they were talking about taking my soul. Like, they wanted me to convert so I could go through this portal. And I asked them, what do you mean convert? They said, convert from the physical. I said, Dad, you're talking about taking my soul. I said, I'm not becoming a statistic today.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll wait till God takes me. And so then that was kind of the start of my awakening.
Now you're up in Canada, correct?
Yeah, way up in northern Alberta in the bush.
Northern Alberta. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're way out there.
Yeah.
What do these Bigfoot look like?
Well, just typical, like, I've been as close as, like, within arm's reach of them, so I got a pretty good look. Like, they're like I say, more like caveman more than anything. I'd say just hairy, like, look like human facial features, but also there's a lot of ape characteristics too, like the dome shaped head and the large shoulders, no neck, and long arms and whatnot. But and I mean, the stink is unfathomable. Like, it just smells like death. But
did you ever ask them about that?
Pardon?
Did you ever ask them about their odor? Is it something they control, or?
Well, they can control it. Yeah, they can emit it or not if they want to. It's just like the shadow. They can cast that or not. They manipulate light and shadows all the time. That's what they do. Like, for the most part, I see them projected on the wrong side of trees, like, where there shouldn't be shadow in the daytime, where there's no trees in front of it, but there's a perfect image of a Bigfoot standing there, in different poses or whatnot. Like, they do that all the time on my CCTV. It's just ridiculous how they mess with the feed on there. Like, I every day I capture something on there. Like, I just post it to my TikTok, but
so I want to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
When you started communicating with these Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I understood you right. They told you that they identified as the demons and the Watchers and the Fallen and all that kind of stuff, or they were identified as that.
No, they identified to me as, like, when I asked them, well, what are you, ghosts, demons? Like, who am I talking to here? Because as soon as I turned that Ghost Tube BOX on, I was immediately talking to 20 beings. Like, I was on a chat line kind of thing, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, who am I talking to? So first of all, they identified as alien. They said they were aliens or whatever. So I said, okay, giddy up, pull up in my yard. I'll come on. I'll jump on your ship willingly. And they were like, really? Are you sure? And I think I stunned them with that answer because they, it didn't happen, but they got a kick out of it anyway. And before, like, they agreed that I could go see the portal or see their ship or whatever by the time that conversation ended. But I jokingly said, well, just wait a minute. If I'm going to go see your planet or your world or your dimension, I said, is there going to be females there that I could see? They just started laughing and said, you're funny. and then so then the next day, like my phone got cut off that free trial for the Ghost 2 VOX that night. And for the prior 2 weeks to this, they were leaving pictographs and stuff on my cars in the frost and in the ice. They were leaving pictures and full the whole car was done up with it. And they were leaving messages and stuff on there, like little pictographs with lettering and wording, and then a picture. Like jokes too, like I love Bigfoot. There would be I heart and then a picture of Bigfoot in the back window of my car, like just being comical. And then but the next day, after talking to them and asking them if there's gonna be women on their planet for me, they put on the side of my truck, they put I heart and then a picture of a Martian head, like with antenna, and then a bust of a vagina. So it's like, I like alien pussy or whatever. Like, they do have a sense of humor. But so then the next day when I turned it on, I knew I was talking to the people that are here or whatever, the beings that I've been interacting with. And so then they thought that was a pretty funny joke. But yeah, no, it's been really interesting. Like, they're really they seemed really caring, kind. Like, their first message to me was that I had to repent, to go see a priest and save my soul, because I was doomed to hell for all the women I slept with that when I was unmarried sex with random women. Wow. They said that I was doomed to hell for that. So, when they finally told me that they were the Watchers and started showing me like epic, just stuff that I couldn't believe. Like, they followed me right to Grand Prairie from like a 4-hour trip. They were with me the whole way. Like, every time I stopped, look outside or anything, they were in the bush right there. And when I got to the destination that I was going to, they were projecting stuff on the inside of the wall, like on the inside of the house. Like, there was a projection of a face on the side of the wall. Like, yeah, it was unbelievable. So that's when I finally went, and I actually did go to a church and talk to a priest for about 3 hours. And
wow, interesting.
Yeah, it was like
what I'm curious, did you tell the priest where you had heard this, and what was his reaction?
Oh yes, no, I even played him some of the recordings. Like, I had almost I don't know, I'd say probably 10 hours of recorded conversation with these beings, and I lost it all on another phone, on a phone card, of course, but I had it all recorded, and I even played some for the priest, and you could hear like the human tone, and then when they get excited or frustrated, they would have a, like, literally screech like a chimpanzee almost in during the conversation. Like, you'd hear it. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, he listened to it. He didn't. I think they thought maybe a priest would just kind of slough me off or whatever, think I was crazy. But he actually gave me a listen and heard me out, and it was very eye-opening. Helped me out, gave me a Bible, and it actually brought the Lord into my life. But it's been awesome. It's been pretty interesting. Like, when I told these beings that now that Jesus walks with me now, they're like, "You're not even religious." I said, "Well, he's forgiven me, and he's in my life now." So, I mean, but yeah,
it's never too late in life to get forgiveness from God or anything like that. So, I mean, that's totally something. Hey, I want to welcome Tom Franklin. I have Jupiter to the show. Tom, how you doing today, buddy?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I was going to go through and do some video editing, and I seen your post earlier that you and Tex were going to hook up, and I think it's a fantastic collaboration, because you guys are amazing hosts. And
Awesome.
you've always been great,
Thank you.
gracious with me on the show. And yeah, I figured, yeah, I'd jump on for a second and say hi.
Awesome. Thanks,
Appreciate
Tom.
it, man.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you know, another weird one, Tom Franklin. I'll tell you that.
Who's another weird one? Me.
That would be you, my brother.
Oh, I'm a little weird. Yeah, I'm out there. I'm out there. I got a few stories too. You know, whatever. You know, if you guys, you know,
Sure.
I love the name of your channel, Scott. Third Eye Open. You know, you got a little eye. You got two eyes here. We got the Eye of Jupiter. We got the third eye open. So
Yeah,
kind of a little bit of a collaboration there as well. That's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. Right on.
All
That's
kinds
awesome.
of eyes on the screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
No, that's I've always been fascinated with paranormal. It's just been a part of my life, so it doesn't faze me, doesn't scare me. That's for sure. It's I've been at peace
So
with it
what
forever. So
I'm really curious as to what.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't want to share, I mean, this is a
no, of
personal
course, I'll
deal
tell
for you.
anything
I
you
get
want to
it.
know.
But what was the priest's reaction when you told him this?
He well, he was actually calm and understanding. He sat down and listened to my story and like I told him the complete story, how I met them and you know, the magic of how they showed me all their powers and everything, the complete story, and then how I started to communicate with them, and then how they were trying to deceive me and trick me
Right.
to go out and see this portal and basically give up my life willingly. So
Mhm.
it's been
So why do
pretty
you think-
interesting.
Why do you think they did that? I mean,
Well, I honestly
sounds like
don't know. I think
it sounds like they're very, very mischievous.
yes, yeah. I honestly don't know, because at first it just contradicted the messages, because the first they told me to go see a priest and repent and save my soul, and then in the next breath they're trying to convince me that I already am a demon, and like it just was so confusing for me. Like I thought, you know, what I realized is that Jesus does send they do send the weirdest messengers, I guess, but you know, it was just very interesting how first they want me to go to Jesus, and then all of a sudden they're trying to convince me that I already was a demon, and
Wow.
you know, that I could have a life with them and I could go with them and all this stuff. But it took Jesus to come and tell me that they were lying to me in order to, you know, fully awaken and shut them down. He told me that I had to cast them out in his name, and I did. I still see them out in the bush, but they're not in my house anymore, and they're not in my face. Like they still
When did
wave and
this
let me know
happen?
that they're there.
When was this revelation for you? When did this happen that you decided,
Yeah, like
Jesus stepped forward and talked to you about this?
yeah, it was within the last year.
Okay, so recently. That's fantastic. Dude.
Yeah, and it's been like wonderful spiritual awakening. Like it's just I've been, my third eye's been wide open, and the reality of what's going on. Like I've always been able to see past the veil. So I mean, I've already been thinking in fourth dimensional thinking, because I can see the spirits all my whole life. So you know, it's the awakening is coming pretty fast and easy. But
That's good. That's good.
it's been
You know,
enlightening for sure. Like there's more to life than anyone knows. Like
yeah.
the truth of it. Like when they said they were the Watchers, and it was funny because I asked them, like, I watched Steve Isdall, the guy that does the Bigfoot stuff, and I asked him a question that he had posted one time, like, are you guys responsible for the people going missing the Appalachian Trail? And the first thing they said was, if you want to know who we are, they said, Google the Book of Enoch, Book 1, Chapter 7, and Chapters 30, specifically.
Huh.
That's what they said, if you want to know who we are.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was their answer to that question. So I don't know.
I'm gonna be doing a whole
Anyway,
show
I got
about
a
the
water
Book of
truck
Enoch
here. I
coming up,
gotta
so
let you guys go. I appreciate you listening.
All right.
thanks for coming.
Hey,
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate
Thanks.
you coming on.
No problem. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you, sir. All right. Take care.
Take care. Yeah.
Whoop.
That was interesting. Oh, there.
Sorry,
I'm
bud.
back. No, I'm not the only one who makes mistakes doing these shows.
I was about to remove him, and he popped off himself, and then I hit remove, and it was you there. So
Oh, did I?
sorry.
Okay.
You're back.
That was interesting. That was interesting that people just, they in many ways they find their way to come to, to the Lord, to God and things like that. And I just like when people have those personal accounts, sometimes like it just hits home so much more when, like demons and things of that nature can disguise themselves as one of these cryptids and then start like trying to trick you to do something. And then, like God will step in and say, nah, you gotta be careful. That's such a cool account.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah,
And
and that's one thing that people I think really really need to take away from that conversation is you need to get right with the man upstairs. If you have these things communicating with you, don't do it alone.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, wow.
because you don't know what you don't know what you're dealing with. And you might, as much of a badass as you may think you are, you need Jesus on your side to have these little conversations. To make sure you stray and wander into a portal that you don't want to.
Yeah. And how close was he to losing everything? I mean, giving up his soul to join these creatures, and I mean, I I don't think there's any chance that I would do that. I mean, I'm curious as to where these beings are from, but I don't think I would ever sell my soul for that.
You can even
Yeah,
see that how dramatic it was for him. You can still see that he's somewhat bothered by the whole situation. So I think it was a very profound thing for him to even come on here and share that with us. That's incredible.
oh
Yeah.
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 And I don't. Okay, so let's. Here's a scenario for you. Basically, the same scenario he had. If if they by they I mean aliens, Bigfoot, whatever, said, you come with us and we'll show you what we'll show you the answers to the questions you're asking. What are you going to do? I mean, if a ship lands and you have the opportunity to step on board, what are you going to do?
I don't know, man. I'm going to put on my fedora, my white glove, and moonwalk out of there, Tex. There's no way I'm ever going to do that.
I would say no. I would love to go, but I would say no. I mean, just because Tex, you asked me to do your show first, so I'm not going to do a show with them.
well, we could send you on assignment.
You can just say, hey, Mr. Gray, here's a thumb drive. Go ahead and download all your stuff. Put some cool videos on there. Pop it up. I'll pop it up on YouTube at the appropriate time. But there's no way.
You send these to Tex while you're at it.
I got my notepad and paper. I just need one of those hats that have the press card in it. No.
Yeah. Get yourself a stenographer and get down.
Yeah. I mean, that would be incredibly interesting to see. Do they take you to another dimension? Do they take you someplace outside of this world? I mean, that would like I said, that would answer a lot of questions. But
so let's say it's aliens. Okay, ship comes down, and they offer you the ride of a lifetime. Okay, we'll bring you back. You gonna trust them?
No. I'd rather go to Cedar Point. There's no way.
It might be cooler at Cedar Point, from what I hear.
Yeah, because a lot of people they come on these programs, our programs as well as my own, and they'll tell you things like they'll have very positive experiences with these entities, with Bigfoot and things of that nature. Then you always get the ones where it's kind of like they throw this mask on, and you just can never trust it. And if an alien comes down and is like, hey, you hop on this ship, you need to have the state of mind. Which the strange thing is, though, I mean, I had a dude on where he was uncontrolled. It's coming up on one of my episodes. He had a pistol sitting at his door, and the thing took control of his body and made him take the magazine out and dischamber the round. And he's like going stop, but he couldn't control it. So I don't know sometimes if it's a conscious decision as whether or not you can even get on the ship. So I don't know, man. So like Tex was saying, you need to get right up there first, because there's accounts with Martin Groves where he was just frozen, and then he just kept repeating the mantra of Jesus Christ in his name and in his head, and he was finally able to even move. So I don't know if that's even, I mean, we're being speculative and funny and what would you do, but I don't think sometimes we have a choice.
Well, I don't know. Okay. Is this when you said we don't have a choice and they took control and all this kind of stuff? My first initial thought is BS. I'm kicking some ass. Okay, that's your first. That's my first knee jerk reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go back to my time loss incident, and that I remember absolutely nothing about. And most people here, they know I've had it looked at. I've had it remote viewed, and I've had it looked at. Danielle looked into it, and told me the same thing, that I was abducted. I don't want to be that guy. I'm still in denial about it. I really am.
Yeah.
But I mean, what am I supposed to do with the evidence that I was confronted with? Not just that, but supposedly the film footage, of that situation.
Have you ever been hypnotized?
No.
Try and get the answers that way.
Thought about it, but I can't. I don't trust anybody to get in there and poke around in my head. That's just. I can't do that. It's the same reason I never got into drugs. I never got into drugs, and I didn't like drinking real heavily because I don't like feeling out of control of myself.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a reason why they call it spirits, man. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they call it that.
Yeah.
That is true.
Interesting.
My thoughts on being hypnotized is, I mean, that could work, because I mean, it'll unlock, areas in your brain that you don't go to, or you can't access. But if I were to do it, God knows what would come out. I don't know. I wouldn't like the results, and who knows what's going to come out of there. I wouldn't want to subject that to the world.
Yeah, I was thinking about when Tex saying he don't want no one going around in his head. I just thought of like a yard sale, like someone just poking around in his old his old Hank Williams vinyls and stuff, and he's like, "No, those are mine."
Yeah, exactly.
Leave that alone.
I always what I always think about is I think it was Jeff Foxworthy talking about a redneck, brain surgeon, explaining what he's going to do. We're going to saw the top of your head off.
Take a
stick, we're going to root around in there with a stick and fix it right up.
Or the financial advisor to redneck. We're going to take some of your money and put it in a glass jar and bury it in your backyard.
We're going to take the other half and put it in your mattress.
Right. Yes, that's what. Wow, you really. Oh, okay. I didn't even remember that portion of it.
The sad thing is, there probably is doctors and financial advisors just like that who will say just that exact stuff.
And here's the funny thing: for the jar part, it's not completely incorrect. They might say invested in something, but take part of it and put it away for a rainy day is not actually a false idea or an incorrect idea. It's actually pretty
No,
clever.
it's not. If you got a good place to put it.
Except for inflation and stuff like that, it won't be worth as much. But at the end of the day, you can, I don't know, do something with it. At least start your fireplace. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe all it's worth here in a little while. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. It is, like I said, when these beings, and I don't care what they call themselves or what you call them or whatever, when you start getting communications from something that you don't fully understand, you need to make sure you check in with the man upstairs real quick and in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion, because
Yeah.
we all know that there's trickster spirits out there, and they paranormal 101. They gonna lie to you, That ain't no little girl you're talking to.
Yeah.
It ain't your
I mean,
mama.
yeah. I'm not exactly a Christian, guys. We that's well established, with the people. But I am a man of God. That's for sure. I've had my personal experiences. I've made those connections. But I do know this, and this is true. I've heard it many times, and I've had my own experience with it. If you invoke the name Jesus Christ when you're in these experiences, they will stop happening, and that gives a lot of credence to it. So that's where even a person who's, a mild skeptic, it's not, it's just the middleman in between the religion that I have the problems with. There's God, and then there's
Hey,
me,
I'm with you.
and that connection is me. You know what I mean? I'm directly connected to it. But I do know that when you invoke that name, they will stop doing whatever tomfoolery that they're doing. So you can take that, and do with it as you wish.
Yep. Yep. It's a big rabbit hole when you start talking about mind speak and telepathy and something talking to you over a ghost box and
Oh yeah.
that
Oh yeah.
you because you gotta be careful with that stuff. And we've talked a lot here lately on the channel about invitations,
About
and
who?
it
So I'm
don't take
sorry, I
a
was
whole
coughing.
lot to inadvertently, I mean, people are talking about, like I think we talked about it the other night. Paul was talking about welcome mats, and
Yeah.
um, you inadvertently invite something into your life or into your home, you're going to pay the price.
Yeah.
You got to be
Anytime you
careful.
hear, anytime you hear, I mean, there's occasionally, you'll hear 3 knocks at the door. I've heard things like that. You'd be sitting there home alone in the living room or wherever you are. You'll hear 3 knocks at the door. Never say hello. Never say come in. Never say any of that. That's something I learned down here. Down here in Mexico, because they're super Catholic and they're super, and they know that even there's a lot of like possessions down here, and they'll tell you never invite it in. Always say, we don't, your presence is not welcome, and I need you to go away, because especially when it's 3, the Trinity and all those kind of things. It's very, very interesting. And I had an experience where I ran across like disembodied voices in the jungle out here, and at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember, and ever since I did invoke in Jesus, like, I was talking about here just a couple seconds ago. And ever since then, nothing. It happened maybe 2 times in 4 days where I saw a light inside the cabin. Then I heard a disembodied voice one time in my left ear, which we know is the ear that they like to talk into for whatever reason. The devil and the angel on the shoulders, right hand path, and things of that nature. And the second time it happened, it was outside, and I can't understand it. But it was distinctly female, and it was just like whispering something to me. And I just said, just leave me and my family alone. We are not here to harm anybody. In the name of Jesus Christ, I banish you from here. And ever since then, nothing. So there's something to it for sure. Something to it for sure. They have all those tricks and they have all their power, but the big guy is the one who kind of watches over everything down here. And like Tex and Paul are saying, you got to get right with that, or at least understand it, and at least know. Don't use it as like, I'm not saying use it as like something like mild. You know what I mean? Like, understand that it's part of the whole situation, part of the whole deal, and don't use it as a trick of your own. You have to kind of believe in it before you do it. If not, then you're actually probably doing the opposite. Sorry. Welcome to Mexico, guys. So, I don't know how to mute. I don't know how to mute my mic. I know how to mute my mic if I'm the one running the show, but I haven't figured out if I'm a guest yet.
I just want to say one thing. Let's not attack people in chat here, everybody. Things are getting a little out of hand there, and unfortunately, someone left.
Oh, wow.
But opinions are strictly your own. You cannot be, cannot change anybody's opinion. You cannot make fun of anybody's opinion on here. Please, just keep it clean, keep it fun, keep it light. If you have questions to ask, ask the questions. But let's not be debating other people's opinions in here.
Yeah, it's
Right.
such a strange
I just realized something. Okay.
What's that?
I'm trying to remember what movie this guy was in. I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff, but Paul is a dead ringer for this guy.
Oh boy.
And
which movie?
I can't remember. Dadgummit. I'll find him. I'm telling you, I'm gonna throw a freaking picture up here, and you're gonna, holy crap, he looks just like him. But I can't think of his name right now, but I'll figure it out.
It'll come when you least expect it.
I think I know who you might be talking about, but I don't want to say it because.
Oh, let's have fun. Come on, Paul. Let's have some fun.
You're not talking about Pauly Shore, are you? With no hair?
No, God, no.
You don't look like Pauly Shore, dude.
I don't
know.
Maybe Mitzi Shore, but not Pauly Shore.
Wow.
She's one of the what comedy came to be. Okay. No Mitzi Shore comments. Sorry.
I'm kidding. For a long time when I used to have, so I shaved my hair. Just I still have hair. When I used to let my hair grow a little bit, and back when Friends was first on TV, I looked like Joey from Friends. People kept calling me Joey a lot. I don't see it now, but they did.
Joey.
Matt LeBlanc from Friends.
A little bit.
And before that, somebody said I look like Jim Carrey.
I told you I'd find it.
I think Texas got it. Texas has it.
Oh boy, I'm scared.
You're a dead ringer for Charlie Daniels, Tex. So just putting that out there.
I've never heard that. That is a first. John C. McGinley.
I have no idea who that is.
John's.
I will show you in a minute.
John C. McGinley.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, dude, Scrubs.
Yeah.
Yes. The younger version of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
A little bit. I can see it for sure.
A little bit.
I'm sorry. Yep. A little bit. Eyes are a little farther apart, Paul. That's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, that's always hurts. That's not necessarily a bad. That's the picture I seen when I first looked it up. Yes, that is similar.
That it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, really, I've never gotten that one. I wish I had his money though.
Yeah. Right.
You only need like 5% of it. You'd be good to go, man. We wouldn't know you on this network. Maybe we would. We probably would. We most likely still would, dude. This is your thing, man. Especially when you go out and do those. You guys have been killing it when you go out to. You did that live when you guys went out to that I don't remember where it was, but you got scratched, didn't you?
Yeah. That's fun. I absolutely love doing those, and I've only been on 2 in my whole life, and both have been with Krista now, and it's amazing. I love it. I can't wait to do the next one. I mean, it's just like, to me, it's just like getting a tattoo, and what we got here. Let's go. Oh God!
Look at this picture over here on the right.
Okay.
You gotta do a side by side, dude.
How do we?
You have a badge? You have a badge on you?
No, I don't have a badge.
Look at the other one over here where he's got his.
Where you can see his throat there. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely. He's got the widow's peak going on. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Tex nailed that one, dude. I'm gonna have to concur.
Really?
Got the same damn smile and everything.
My teeth are showing when I smile, though. Really?
It's such a funny thing to say.
Wow. Okay. Well, all right. See, I was
There are
thinking
worse people to look like. Trust me.
Oh, trust me.
Well, that's true. I mean, but I was thinking more of the workout picture myself.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah. That's
Absolutely.
Photoshopped, bro. That's Photoshopped.
So am I. Whoop! What did I just do? Oh, I keep doing that. That was a mistake. I'm sorry.
I love you too. When you come back on the show, I'm going to go, oops.
So see, we need to get you and Rob walking down the same street, and you got you looking from like that guy, and then you got Rob looking like Rick from Pawn Stars.
Oh my God, he does.
He looks so much like Rick from Pawn Stars. When he goes to Vegas, people ask him for his autograph.
Whoa.
And when he tells them that he's not Rick, they argue with him.
That's insane, dude.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, that was definitely at first. I'll have to share that with my wife. I can't wait to get her reaction. But Tom, you said you had a story or two to share?
Yeah, I had the poltergeist encounter when I was 8.
Yeah.
That kind of set me down the path of pretty much anxiety, pretty much my whole life. And then like for the next, I don't know, 5 years after, until I was a teenager, every time I heard a creak in the house, I would just, lose my mind. And then my dad would be like, "What's the door swinging?" And it would be, you know what I mean? Because like, you're just always on this heightened, sense of like what's going on. And yeah, that really messed me up, dude. So, I mean, I was, I said it a lot of times, but to all the new listeners out there, I have it over on the full. I'll do it again real quick. But I was we used to live at my grandmother's house in the city. It's actually, the address is 337 South Fulton Avenue. Go ahead on Google Maps and enjoy that one. And we had to move in because my dad was in between jobs. So there was a 3-bedroom house, and my grandmother and her husband just stayed in the front part. So we had the back 2 rooms, which were just connected to one another, excuse me, without any hallway. So to go to the bathroom, which was all the way in the back of the house, you had to go through those 2 rooms. And the last room before the bathroom is where I stayed in a bed on one side of the room, and my younger sister, like a year and a half younger than me, stayed on the other half. And every time my half sister from my mother's previous marriage would come over on Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, she stayed the weekend every other weekend, or I don't remember how often it was. like this, things would just happen. Like, I mean, lights would flicker off and on. Shoes were being thrown at us while we were on the bed, like just flying off and just hitting us and then like bouncing down onto the floor. And there was multiple times that, because I was really scared. And my younger sister would actually go downstairs and try to tell her parents. And on, a couple times they were like, get out of here. And, you're full of it. You guys are playing around. Your older sister, who was like 5 years older than me, is up there playing tricks on you. And then one of the times she came up the steps, she came to that first room before the one in the back. And the door for the room I'm standing in swung into the side I was standing on. And I was standing there, and I said, "So what did they say?" As she came up, and the door like swung past my face and slammed in her face. And ever since then, I mean, there was what else was there? Oh yeah, there was I was laying in the bed at one point. This is after the door slammed, and there's a space between the wall and the bed about maybe 4 inches, something like that. And I felt like a hand press onto my chest. And I jumped out of the bed screaming, and of course they're yelling at the steps, So, and like the funny thing is, I had my sister on to discuss that conversation a long time ago on my former podcast there, and she she was like, "Yep, every beat that I'm talking about, except for like certain wording and things of that nature, like it's." And my older sister too. You can still talk to her today, and we can all, we all say the same thing. So it was that was a very dramatic thing when you're 8 years old, and I think the thing that I took out of the most, especially being a parent myself now, is like you need to listen to your kids. They're not always, talking about gumballs and etch a sketches and stuff like that. Etch a sketches, if you guys remember those. They sometimes are telling the truth, and that double jeopardy of the experience and then getting yelled at the same time really molded me into not trusting authority and not taking face value on a lot of things, which makes me skeptical.
Right.
So yeah, that's one of the things that happened to me.
How old did you say you were when you had this encounter? 8?
I was 8. This was in the summer of 1988.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, nothing.
1980. Is that what you said?
1988.
Say it again, Tex. 1988. I remember.
Is that what you said? 1980.
88.
Oh, 88. Okay, that's even worse.
Yeah. Why is that worse? Because I'm younger than you,
so
Tex.
You're so young. You're so young. Yeah.
When you said when you said you were 8 years, when you said you're 8 years old, and I thought you said 1980. I remember the summer of 1980 very, very well.
Mount St. Helens.
It was we had it was the hottest. We had over 31 days over 100 degrees down here in Texas, and when I was hauling hay, I was a teenager, and I was hauling hay, and it got so dadgum hot that we had to haul at night. And I'll tell you a little funny story. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm getting off the point here.
Well, Tex, please.
But we were hauling it, and we would start hauling about 10 o'clock at night, 9 to 10 o'clock at night. And we had been hauling hay, and of course we had the headlights on the tractor going and everything. And we didn't have any fancy pop-up loaders or anything like that. Nope. We had 2 people walking on the side of the trailer, throwing it on the trailer, and then a couple of guys stacking. And I reached up, and it was alfalfa. And if any of you know anything about hay, alfalfa is just absolute murder to freaking get out of the field by hand. It's heavy, it sticks you, cuts you, everything else. But anyway, so we're walking along. I'm down on the ground, and I'm throwing it up on the trailer. And I reach down and I pick up this bale of alfalfa, and I chunk it up. I chunk it up like that, and something hit me in the chest. There's a damn copperhead that was laying up on top of that.
Holy cow!
Laying up on top of that damn bale of hay.
Right.
And he's trying to go this way, and I'm trying to pull him this way.
Man, no thanks.
Yeah. It was so hot that year that people were frying eggs. People were frying eggs on the sidewalk.
Wow.
88 was a particularly hot year too, funny enough. But yeah, go ahead, Paul.
I've always wanted to do that, frying eggs on the sidewalk. Try that, see if it works. I've seen it done, but I want to do it here. But Yeah.
Yeah, the scariest snake I ran across was down here. It was like a 7 to 8 foot python that snuck up on me. Yeah, that was crazy. I just happened to see it kept making noise. I kept thinking it was we have iguanas too, like these big, like 2.5 foot, 3 foot iguanas in the hillside. They burrow into the hillside. It's an old pipe road. And I'm just sitting there because the only place I get signal. I kept hearing this noise, and I'm thinking it's an iguana, and it just got closer and closer. And I happened to look one time, and I seen one of the coils go over a branch. That was, so I took pictures of it and sent it to my Mexican neighbor, and I go, "What is this?" And he goes, "Be careful! It's a python. Biggest snake I've ever seen in a while. Scared the daylights out of me."
I bet.
Yeah, I've had many run-in with snakes, but hell, I lived out in the country. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had
a run-in with them underwater and all kinds.
Oof.
Yeah.
No thanks.
We've lived in this house for 20 years, and we've had 2 big black snakes and one little itty bitty gardener snake, I guess, that was stuck in our pool. I couldn't get out. So that was weird.
I almost stepped on a 4 foot black snake one time going fishing with my dad. I was about to step over a berm, and he grabbed me and said, "Look." And it was a big, like 4 to 5 foot black snake. That wasn't nearly as scary as the python, though.
Wow. Yeah.
They can wrap you. I have a little girl with me. You know what I mean? I was like, pushed her away. You know what I mean? It was something else.
Do you know what else is a little bit frightening? In 6 years, 1980 will be 50 years ago.
Thanks.
You did not. You could have went all day.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, me and Tex are upset. Is there any way, Tex, that we can pop him off the screen now?
I do not have the hammer, unfortunately.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, I'll tell you what's bad is when I found out what year Danielle was born.
Oh, God. What year?
1980.
Who's Danielle?
Danielle
Diva.
Mm-hmm.
She's on my channel.
1980 myself. I'm February 15th, 1980. That's
wow. I was 1972.
Whoa, that's.
I was 1930.
I was gonna say, Paul, is that back before they had the wheel, dude? Here I go again. Bye, guys.
I always say I'm so old I fart dust, so
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Back when your telephone number was like 3.
This is my social security number. It's 3.
I'll tell you this much. I remember the tail end of the Vietnam War.
Wow.
My dad, he was in the Air Force, I think, right around Vietnam. He didn't go over to Vietnam, but he was in the Air Force. Maybe he got discharged right before it or something, like real close to that. So luckily he didn't go over there. Yeah,
all the uncles went. My father is the youngest, so he missed it by like 2 years. I think he was in his junior year of high school, but like all my uncles went. All of them went. One came back with, he left, I think he was 150, 160 pounds when he left, came back 88 pounds with hookworms and was in the hospital for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, dude, he was all messed up. There's a story where he was in a tent with all the the low-ranking non-commissioned soldiers. And he's in, I think he's maybe a corporal or a PFC or something like that. And then they had another tent with all the, all the officers and all the NCOs and all that. And a mortar round came in, blew up the tent. And he had a radio. He called it in. He gave him the location. He goes, "Now you're promoted to sergeant. You are now Sergeant Franklin. You are now in charge of getting all these people out of here." He was a tunnel rat. My uncle's in the Marines. And he would go down there in the Viet Cong and smoke them out and shit with the flamethrowers and all that. So he's a bad motherfucker. He wakes up, he wakes up in the night sometimes. I don't know if he still does it, but he used to wake up in the middle of the night and walk around his house with a pistol and stuff like that. He still has a lot of PTSD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
That's
surprised.
That's scary stuff.
I was in the first Gulf War. So.
Yep. Oh, okay, dude. Yes. Thank you for service, brother. I was in the Kosovo conflict.
Thank you.
Well, I was not in the military, so thank you both for your service and protecting our country. So it
Yes,
is
sir. We had to.
greatly appreciated. And you know,
My
Tex,
pleasure.
when you were just looking down like that, the way you are right there, the reflection in the picture frame behind you of the ceiling fan looked like your hat was on fire. Right there, right there. Doesn't it?
It so does, dude. Paul notices stuff like that. Ever since you've been doing these paranormal investigations, your brain starts going, there it is. I see something. It does look like it's on fire. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
See, you know, we're a perfect fit for waking up weird, because I wake up weird and I'm weird all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my girlfriend. She'll tell you.
You know, there's a saying: if you wake up with an asshole, you're around an asshole all day, and you go to bed with an asshole, you're the asshole.
Oh, or it rubs off on you and you start to smell.
I'm just saying, it's the same thing with being weird. If you wake up with a weirdo and you're around a weirdo, guess what? You're the weirdo.
No, in my situation, she's weird too. She's also weird too. She's very funny and weird, so we fit together very well. She's a trip.
I'm not saying you have company. I'm just saying you got to admit to yourself you're one of them.
And this turned into a comedy show. This is fantastic.
It is. So, you know, this is a perfect tease for what we have coming up. So for more like this stuff, tune in on August 14th, Waking Up Weird. We'll be premiering at 8 a.m. On Tex's channel. Tom, what do you have coming up, buddy?
Tomorrow I'm having
stuff going on.
Yeah, dude, I got a lot of people are contacting me. I'm kind of already I'm already backlogged into like the end of September with my shows, which is good, but they're good shows. But
That's a good
tomorrow, it's a good problem to have. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm having on Rocco Fowler. He is an MK Ultra person who was involved in MK Ultra. He's already been on. I've already recorded another episode after this one. So tomorrow on my live at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Get your questions ready. It's going to be one crazy show. I had to get some extra moderators, with Pam, because Pam, hi Pam, she rocks. She was like, Tom, I'm going to need some extra moderators to give you a hand on this one. So yeah, come and check that out tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll be in there. I want to say one thing. We do have a bunch of great moderators in here. There was 2 people that were in chat that were banned. We just don't accept that kind of behavior. So, they were going after a really good guy. Harley Owens is a fantastic guy and a great Bigfoot researcher. I almost said big search researcher.
Researcher.
Right. We just won't tolerate that. So they're both banned and they're not coming back. So
sounds like that old
communities. Good.
He sounded like that old guy from Blazing Saddle.
That sounded like Scooby-Doo.
Ever. The big dumb guy. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, we're not trying to foster a community of that kind of situation. We're in here basically to share stories. We're in here to try to get to some kind of because you guys run across very interesting people as well as I, and then we kind of cross and compare notes. And sometimes things don't match up with your belief. Doesn't mean you get to attack others, man. And that's not what we're about. And so you're out of here. So it's awful. You could have been part of this, but that kind of behavior won't be tolerated. So I agree with you guys. And thanks, Pam, and Kimber and Freaky Geek.
Yeah.
Text 2517 says, "Comment unto others as you would have them comment unto you."
Golden rule, man. Golden rule.
Exactly. Jason, I don't understand why people act like that in today's world.
Because they love to.
I could say something, but I would say something, but I would have to ban myself. So I'm not going to say it. So
Oh, I was
Oh,
supposed to.
Paul.
I was gonna do something for a few people a while ago. They were talking about when we were talking about who we look like and all this kind of stuff. This is for y'all. How how. There you go.
This is for you guys too. The devil went down to Georgia and he was looking for a soda steal.
Hey,
Devil went down in Georgia. He's looking for a soda steal. He's in the bind
You know,
because
that-
he's way behind. He's willing to make a deal.
deal.
Jumped up
I
on the
love-
hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what."
all right, I got to play it. Well, I can't play it on here.
You can't play it on here.
But you know that song fit in perfectly with what Scott was talking about with wanting him to sell his soul for it. So perfect.
Yeah, there you go. There you
How
go.
about
Look
that?
at you tying things together. Boy, you're a good host. I love it, Paul.
Thanks to Tex. Wait. Thanks to Tex over there. Am I pointing the right way? There.
Hey, yeah, you are
I
now.
don't
Yeah.
know.
I do the same thing.
Oh yeah, there.
I have
Hey,
found
Tex,
out
there.
that see that's opposite.
Mhm.
Okay,
Right. So
but if you do this little here, you do this little joker here. Now it's right.
That's the same way that you were pointing.
Yeah, but before, when I pointed this way, I was at my picture was pointing this way.
Oh. Okay, but I mean, it was still the same when you were.
It's not like the microphone switched sides either. You get your little boom.
I don't.
Okay, look,
Yeah.
watch.
Tech Talk with Tex.
Tech Talk with. Hey, there's a new show. Tech Talk with Tex. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Right, yeah. No. Sorry. I love your brother, but I don't.
My camera's not flipping.
No,
No.
not at least not for us.
No.
What the hell?
HE double hockey stick, sir.
You can say hell.
What the shit?
Let's.
No, I was mirroring my camera back and forth. So
Oh.
It probably helps you, but for us, it looks exactly the same. I was like, your mic boom did not switch. The map on the wall did not switch. I didn't see, the East Coast on the West side. I didn't see any of that. I was like, what is it?
but it's weird. It switches for me.
Oh, okay.
Is mine switching right now?
No.
Text saying, smell my finger.
That's weird because I just got mine to switch, and it didn't switch on mine.
Oh.
That's
why I'm saying. That's why I was saying it switched. It switches for you when you're looking at it, but it doesn't switch for us when we're looking at it.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. And pardon us while we're playing with our StreamYard. That didn't sound
I
good.
still got a lot to learn. You're gonna have to one day. You're gonna have to do another thing where we get on there privately, and you have to show me how to share pictures and videos. I still don't get it.
Another tutorial.
Yes.
Well, guys, we are coming up to hour and 15. I know Tex has to go to bed. He works tonight. I gotta go get my son. Yeah. So
I'm thinking about making a Bigfoot video, so I don't know. That's why I initially came on. I happened to see you guys live, and I was like, well, if these guys are going to be collabing, I got to see that because I know your personalities fit together very well, and I think it's a very good decision that you guys decided to do that. So congratulations. I'm glad I'm here, and glad you guys had me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It was a fun show. A lot of these when I do open mics, I never know, what to expect, and I get you guys.
It's like a box of chocolates.
That's a Mandela effect. That's another show coming up.
That's right. That's right. But no, seriously, guys, thank you very much for coming in. I greatly appreciate both of you guys coming in here.
Pleasure.
We've done a lot of shows, well, not a lot, but a few shows together, Tom. It's been fun. Tex and I are been doing some shows lately, and we're having some good times and looking forward to the 14th when our new show Waking Up Weird comes on, in case we haven't mentioned that yet today. So
Well, that's not the only thing that's coming up though. You're involved in something else too.
Also on the 14th, I'm going to be starting a new show with Brandy, Randy, Donnie Cho, and myself. It's going to be called Paranormal Show and Tell. It's going to be similar to Truth or Tinfoil, but we're going to have, between me and Donnie and Randy, Brandy has her hands full, I think, trying to keep us all in line. But it's going to be fun. Not Valentine's Day, the 14th, freaky, August 14th. But then again, every day is Valentine's Day at this house.
All righty then.
Nothing but love for you, baby.
I don't know. I just thought I'd say that on the off chance that my wife was watching. So
I'd love.
So she could laugh at you too.
Yeah,
I love awkwardness. Awkwardness is the best thing.
She would just say,
it.
"Shut up and go get our son." Oh, one thing that I wanted to mention. All week I was hovering around 598, 599 subscribers. I just checked, and I'm over six. I'm at 603. So thank you guys very much for getting me over that hump. So it just
awesome.
having a blast doing it, putting stuff out, and hopefully you guys are liking it. And I'm just excited about what's coming up in the future. So.
Well, you're good at what you do, man, and you've been doing this for quite a while, brother. And we've been pulling each other along, and I think I'm about to clip the 800 mark. So we just keep trucking, dude. We just keep trucking, man. Just keep trucking.
Congratulations to both.
Make sure you
do, Tex. You're up there too, brother. You're up in there too, but you've been doing it for quite a bit longer than both of us. So yeah, you're like an OG to both of us.
And that just blows my mind. I mean, because I feel like a babe in the woods. I really do. Some people would.
I kind of feel the same way. It's just, I love doing this kind of stuff. I love the people that I've met along this crazy journey, and
My favorite part.
Yeah, it is. And when you do something you love, people tend to like it.
Yeah.
And
being genuine is super important, because I think a lot of people who do what we do, they kind of like jazz it up and make it salacious and yeah, man, did you see this and that? And that stuff might work and get you a big jump at the beginning, but eventually your true colors will shine through and it'll go away. But if you just be yourself and just be genuinely curious about what you're into and ask questions and really connect with your the people that you have on, I think that is the key to success. I like to stumble over my words sometimes, guys.
And Smurfy, yes, I did used to work in radio. I have been on the radio before. I used to do DJ when I could talk. Now I can't. I don't know. That went down. That went bad. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna let us get us out of here. So everybody have a great rest of the week. It's only Tuesday, Texas. Monday, my Saturday. Tom, what day is it for you? You're off today.
My lives are Wednesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man.
Okay. All right. Everybody have a great week. Let me get to where I need to be here and keep talking. Okay.